Check out your surroundings. It is just so much cooler. The police car, hopefully nobody needs to use this. Brakes off, brakes. You can also see if the car has been doing any reckless driving. Imagination is pretty much your limitation. Charge on the go inside the vehicle. The e-bikes, police, ambulance, the list just goes on and on. Welcome to CarSceneKorea. I introduce newly released Genesis, Hyundai, and Kia cars. And as you saw from today's thumbnail, I'm here to cover the ST1 from Hyundai. Long awaited, the first PBV, which stands for purpose-built vehicle. And that is the car that can literally just turn into pretty much whatever you want it to be. Just like the EGMP was, it's the whole chassis and the platform. I have spotted this car multiple times already on the streets under camo. It looks like the Staria on the front and the rest is like a pickup truck-ish, but I mean, again, I'm here to find out, see for myself what it looks like in real world. And right here, this is precisely what PBVs are meant. So that's what's all about the noise. A bit of help from the expert. There we go. Big thing here in Korea as well. Just like you see on the streets of New York and everything. This is what Hyundai has collaborated together with the other business partners here in Korea. Kakao T. And those of you guys who's been to Korea before, I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of. You guys know what Kakao is. Last mile personal mobility. The e-bike. And of course, these bikes actually get thrown here and there all over the place here in Korea. They need to go around and collect these bikes. The rail that you can unload and load the bikes, you do not need to lift it up, unlike the good old times. So this is what precisely the PBV is meant to be. The e-bikes, police, ambulance, the list just goes on and on. Funny, I am actually zooming on the cargo space rather than the driver's seat because that's what this PBV is all about. And when it comes to swing doors, you can also stretch it and open it all the way just like so. This will actually get attached right there using the magnet. Oh wow. It is just adequate. So it will get locked on so that this door won't swing by itself. You see, it's quite sturdy and firm, but it's also easy for the driver to open and close the door just like that. It is just so easy. Once you get inside, there's quite a lot of space inside. You can see the Kakao Mobility, perfect fit for them to operate. There are other rails, and this is all made possible. Hyundai wouldn't really know much about this, right? The reason why they can actually come up with such nitty-gritty things is that, such as the handle right here, because Hyundai actually did talk to Kakao Mobility, asked them what they want with the car. Companies would actually go around, use the vehicle, and they will actually share the feedback, putting together, coming up with the ultimate PBV ST1 specifically made for Kakao T mobility, as we see right before us. Well, FYI, the interior is just pretty much all same. It is only ran with the white exterior as well as the black interior. That is the only option you get. The customization, personalization for Kakao T does not end on the cargo, but interior as well. So this is the battery for the mobility, the Kakao Mobility. So that's a battery pack. This is the entire battery pack for what we saw, the e-bikes we saw. You can actually charge these batteries on the go inside the vehicle using the battery alone from the ST1. That is insane. I'm not even going, oh my God, that is just crazy. So you see, it's not just about transporting your e-bikes from A to B, but you can actually charge the e-bikes on the go. Oh my God. Well, I already see Kakao Mobility signing up a bunch. I am definitely checking out on the passenger seat after this one. So this is the 10.25 good old inch monitor. I will show you all about these operating up and running momentarily. To be honest, there is nothing much special. The steering wheel, even the emblem and logo, that is the good old time Hyundai we've seen, and also the steering wheel design as well. This is quite outdated. Well, not to mention about the 10.25. Again, although it may not be the latest tech from Hyundai Motor Group, this really helps the driver driver in many ways that I will address you in a moment. Do not forget about the extra storage on top here. If you watched my Gia Ray review, this storage means a lot. When you tend to carry around a lot of documents going in and out of the plants, factory places, you know what I mean. So this comes in super handy. Well, let's move over to the second ST1. Not sure if I can actually open this one, and I can. Get your item from the cargo sliding door just like that. Say it's fully loaded at the end, you can actually unload your stuff, accessing it straight from the left right here. Well, the car is currently completely powered off for safety reason. You can actually close this sliding door from inside with a tap of a button. When the sliding door is fully pushed all the way to the back, you can still see that it's the magnetic door. It does not interfere whatsoever. Jesus Christ. You see this? So there's another handle for the operator to easily get in and out. Well, let me just show it to you. Just look at this. And this is also what Hyundai has stressed as well. It is 1700 millimeters tall inside, so you don't really need to bend over too much. I mean, if you're a tall guy, I don't know, you probably need to bend a little more, but it makes a day and night difference when you are working inside a cargo like this. Trust me, I've been there. It is precisely 700 millimeters because I actually do feel my head touching the ceiling a little bit. There is no issue. Oh my, I can actually walk inside the cargo just like this. Just see me get in and out of the car. This is fully automatic. You can close it manually, of course. Each of the corners, you will see that there is a sensor on the left, on the right as well, alerting the driver. They might be bumping into a wall or hit something. If you have driven a cargo before, you know what I mean. But that is one of the most frequent causes of the accidents and people crashing into the cars. So this is the built-in cam 2 that will actually record the rear, but you can actually have the split monitor running. So you can use that digital cam on your split screen mode, aiding you, providing you extra monitor. You do not have the rear view mirror on cargo cars like this, right? But that is definitely a smart touch by Hyundai. The more I look at these cars, the more surprised I am. I just only checked out one single car that focused on the e-bike, as I just told you, right? Let's check out the police car. I mean, as much as I don't want to, I don't know, if you're a car enthusiast, you guys know what I mean. So you see the difference immediately from the cargo that we saw with the Kakao Mobility right over there. That is, well, there is the second row seat, I'll tell you that. The navigation, infotainment system, the good old things that we all know of, but these are the buttons for the lights, the sirens, and also the signs, the emergency lights, everything. So all these special equipment for police car has now been integrated into this ST1, including this app and the system. And you can just use all of this at a tap of your finger. Very direct and intuitive. I can actually also control the different lighting level too. Wow. If it does not have police covers around the outside, I think it could just easily be a good passenger's car too. Look at this. You have all the lightings here. You can turn it on and off. So these are what Hyundai has been talking about. So open API. Of course, all of these seems like it's currently under development. You can actually go into this menu. You can operate the sirens and all. Oh, wow. So I can actually have the different wordings and the lightings going on here. All of these preset words are put inside. I am actually going to change this and see if it's different. So I changed into that. Let's go check it out. I changed the sign on the rear. They turned it off, so I don't see anything on the rear. So the rear is completely blocked, but it is an organizer, or more like a shelf, stuff that you can easily get your stuff in and out because police. You see the bat right here. All right, so you can easily get this. Hopefully nobody needs to use this. So just like that, everything is all planned and well thought out. So you see, you can easily load, unload your stuff. This is what I'm talking about. Hyundai actually has worked together with all other PBV, those in charge, and came up with the PBV of their very own. See, the sensors are also located a little bit higher than it was on the Kakao Mobilities because the panels are also expensive, need to be protected, right? So there is no magnet on this portion of the cargo. I think this will be my first and last time I actually get to have my hands on a police car. I want to see if there is the magnet on this side, but I doubt it. Nope. Honestly speaking, I thought it would just be copy paste of one another, but as you can see, each of them are actually all different. I just don't believe what I am seeing here. I am definitely covering that ambulance. Let's go. All other ST1s here with different purpose for different markets. Wow. As much as the driver's seat is important for cars, with the ST1s, I keep checking out what's behind the cargo space. So this is the ambulance. The sirens, if the signs were up and running, this would have been what we saw. There's one on the rear. There is another one, not on the sides for this ambulance, but there is one on the sides for the police car. This ST1 being an EV, it just suits this rescue vehicles, emergency vehicles like no other. So you can use all of this electronics inside the car, no problem. And as we saw, it could be your last mile charging source on the passenger seat, let alone all the V2Ls inside the car. Yes, there is the V2L on this car, both in and out. So just like what we saw from the good old EGMP cars, the V2L is fully functional inside this vehicle as well. I have no idea what they are, but you see, this is all paramedic stuff. First and foremost, thank you very much for your service, those in the field. But you can actually see, you could probably be the judge yourself, how spacious this car is. Okay, so you see, this one is actually taller than the Kakao Mobility Cargo. I actually am standing up. It's not touching my head whatsoever. I am 175 centimeters tall, so I think you could easily fit all the way up to about 180 centimeters. This is going to be a day and night difference for those people who are working inside this car for sure. Gigantic space for the stretcher here. Of course, the AC is really important for the patients. It's all placed right over here. Elastic band, so you can easily get your stuff in and out on this shelf. Cushions everywhere for extra protection. The handle for people to easily get in and out. As I have shown you and demonstrated, you can easily get the stretcher in and out of this vehicle. Instead of the sliding door on this ambulance, it actually has good old swing type door. Again, Hyundai actually got all the feedback from those people who are in the field. What you see before these cars are actually direct feedback and implements straight from the paramedics. So let's get inside of the ambulance. Of course, there is that walkie-talkie right here. Surprised not seeing Motorola written on it. So the interior is mostly the good old Staria. Those things that we see, 10.25-inch monitors. There is also Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Pretty sure it's wireless connection because otherwise we will not see a different menu for that. So going to an EV near some charging stations. So you see this model is for domestic market only. So this is the first time I don't see any English on the menu. And you can set the charging levels and do all of this. There is also a winter mode. There is also utility mode, and you can check out the battery efficiency of the past 30 times. The car has been operating, running, testing all the way back starting May of 2023. Wow. The charging reservation. So nothing out of the ordinary on this menu. We don't see what we saw on a police car for this ambulance. Right where the rear view mirror is, there's a whole button control and operate the electronics inside this vehicle. Volume, the call, probably this is to be able to chat with the cargo on the back, just like so. The message here, it says it's a pre-production model, so it might differ the final production model, but this is the idea. There are just so many ST1s I need to cover here today. Let's move on to the second one. This is all of the charging ports and everything. The charging ports are on the front. Thank you, Hyundai, implementing that lighting right there. That is a lifesaver when you are charging your car during the nighttime. So the good old DC combo type that we are all familiar with. The charging speed, the battery capacity. Once again, I will throw it on the screen right now. Simple as that. Pixels, that means it's an EV. And this portion is cut open, cooling purpose to suck the air in, while rest is actually just covered on plain plastic. And you see, due to the nature being, the car is really prone to scratches and damages, especially in front of the bumper and also the side skirts. That is the reason why just a plain plastic, so that it is cost effective when you need to replace or fix your car. I'm not done with the ambulance because I actually want to show you the frunk of this vehicle. right over here. I doubt that it will be gas lift. Of course not, of course not. I already know before I lift it up. The skewer right here, not for the ambulance, because I was told there is a Frunk. Frunk size was really large actually, 24.8 liters of the Frunk. I'm pretty sure it is just shown on the cargo model or not so much of this PBVs, so I will go check out the rest of the cars. But since I have it all popped open, I want to show you what it looks like inside, and no wonder why you can fit 24 liters inside the Frunk right here. There's a lot of space. So the skewer is right over here, which gets attached right there, and so this is the Cargo ST1, and you know why? It actually looks good. It is just straight to the point, having all the space you can possibly get from a car. Of course, that is the box shape. Nothing physically can beat the box shape when it comes to the space of a car. It is on a whole new different level when it comes to the ST1. The load capacity is 800 kilograms. Not sure if I can open this one up. Yes, I can, and ooh, wow. So this is the cargo, the fridge, the latch. So this is the handle. Oh, it is just so much cooler inside. Sorry about the audio, but I just want to deliver you what it is really like being inside the fridge. As you can see, aluminum cover. Not only is it more durable, but it is also patterned, less slippery when you're loading and unloading stuff in and out of this car. I actually operated the fridge vehicle back in military. This really brings me back. And once again, when it comes to the fridge, you can also operate all of that inside the vehicle. I do see another door on the sides. I gotta go check that out. The same thing, the sensors on the top, and you can close the door just like so. It's super easy for you to get in and out of the car because of the thanks to that low step. The sensors right over here, and there are 4 sensors. The same thing for the top portion as well. The sensors, the rear view monitor I've been showing you. So all of those work essentially the same. So the front look of the ST1, the fridge that we just saw, it doesn't really alter all that much from the other ST1s we've seen. Same thing, the good old Hyundai emblem and logo, camera on the front, and charging ports on the front that you can use the DC combo type. Would have been really nice if Hyundai gave us the LED headlights, but it is the good old halogen lights for these ST1s. This is another emphasis that Hyundai made. Brand new insulator that will provide more efficiency when it comes to the fridge, keeping the items cool and losing less of the heat. Another ST1, the split view, so you can actually see, wow, you can check out your surroundings because you have massive blind spots when it comes to cargo vehicles like this. But wow, that is just now out the window. You don't need to worry about that no more. And you also have the bird eye view right over here, and you can of course customize different views whichever the way you want it to operate it. So whatever suits you the best, you can have it on different modes like so. So all of that gets translated directly into the safety. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Somebody left the cup here, but storage is everywhere. As you can see, that is for the built-in cam slot right there. There is the wireless charging pad right here. That is iPhone 14 Pro Max. Charges no problem. This map actually looks a bit different. I can tell you that. This is a different UI. So okay, wow. So this is precisely the UI that I was told about. A brand new UI, not straight from Hyundai, but this is actually, hopefully there is language on this one. I don't think so. So there is no English on this one either. So it is only Korean. This is the one made with the open API. When fully charged, this car is more than capable of doing a day's task. And of course, at the end of the day, all of these cars will go into their garages, will get charged up. Traveling distance is not a problem at all. But of course, that always helps knowing how much battery you have, what is the ETA and everything. What are your thoughts thoughts about this. So this is the beauty about the having open API, don't you think? The developers, people to come up with a brand new design of their own. It does look exactly like what we have been seeing. The penetrating theme, I would say, is quite similar. Again, you can see that there is the V2L, 155 kilometers left to go. Reservations for the AC vents and charging. You can do all of that. Look for the charging stations nearby, and it is all direct and self-explanatory. So the vehicle, you can also change the vehicle types: drive mode, clusters, AC, seats, lights, doors, and the PBV special, the cargo rear collision warning, the door warning, and also smart drive ready. I will tell you about this. I mean, the explanation is in Korean. You can actually turn on and off the vehicle without touching that physical button. You do get in and out of this car frequently when you are operating this vehicle, and that turning on and off the car is one big pain in the butt. Now, a lot of Koreans, well, we don't really have that many car thefts here in Korea, thank God. They just leave their car on and running. And their cars are like what, diesel? They are really old, right? So it makes a lot of fumes, unpleasant scent. No issue with that whatsoever because it's a full electric vehicle. And wireless Bluetooth phone projection. So it's asking for Wi-Fi, so definitely 100% wireless Android Auto as well as Apple CarPlay. And you can also do what, different themes. You can have the white theme, black theme. So I do see a bit of delay and a bit leggy, but once again, it's not like you'll be operating it all that frequently on this car. Gets the job done. Rest of the buttons, very self-explanatory. 12-volt outlet right there, as well as the C-type charging ports. So some people still do operate and use a lot of USB-A's, right? A drop-down glove box. So it doesn't really drop down all that much, but it just tilts just a little bit like that, and that is pretty much because of the layout of motor bay, not engine bay, right? I do also want to show you this ridiculous storage space hidden right here. Cup holders, just slide it in, you can have the entire tray. Look how much space you get from this alone. This is absolutely insane. And the V2L, wow, it is just right in the center console, accessible. You can reach over there, no problem. Run any of the appliances you can possibly imagine. You can even run the hair blower and microwave using the V2L. The good old sunshade and the document extra storage right here, as I have showed you earlier. So the rest of the stuff is pretty much the same. Oh my God, I cannot believe I missed that out. Flag type glass right here, eliminating extra blind spot thanks to that flag type glass. That could actually be a lifesaver, literally, allowing you to see children, cats, dogs, small kids running around in front of the vehicle. That actually is a huge blind spot. And once again, you could easily move around like so, right? And get extra views you could otherwise never get if that was not a flag type. Just imagine that portion was covered up like so. That side mirror is all you have to check it out. But well, once again, there is the whole camera, video right there, right? There is the whole camera here, so I guess it's okay, but it's always good to have a physical aid. Props to Hyundai, gotta love that. Getting in and out of this car is not a problem at all. So this is the QR code for digital catalog. So if you are curious, just pause the video and just scan this QR code. Once again, just let me show you what it looks like right over here. So that is probably for the fire extinguisher. Back in the days, people would put in their screwdrivers and such, right? I like that. That really brings me back once again. Let me just give you this angle as well. Super spacious here and there. For those of you guys who are interested, feel free to pause the video. This is the flag type blind spot I told you about. And it seems like this design is also to lower the coefficient of drag. All these fins are actually really practical and functional because Hyundai runs this inside the tunnel. That is the reason and the design for the Staria. It is very curved. There is no edgy exterior design anywhere, so you can see it stretching, just rapidly rises up like that. It's just beautifully done. Even this portion, and just look at the finish they have. They got the rubber finish, and I want to show you the automatic sliding doors. So press on that. There we go. I gotta get inside the fridge. I'm curious if I ever get locked inside, hopefully nobody would close the door. I can actually, okay, So I can actually let myself out. What is this? All right, so there's another emergency pull, so you can let yourself out. Do not worry, you're not gonna get locked inside and freeze to death. I'm curious if the door handle is also automatic, and it is. That's nice, that's super nice. I wanna quickly show you the light operations. So left turn, right turn, emergency lights, high beam, headlights on, lights off, automatic, off, high beam, and high beam. And let me also do the same with the rear. I just noticed that there is no DRL on this ST1. It is also another just plain plastic. I didn't even notice that until now. Left turn, right turn, emergency lights, brakes, brakes off, brakes, lights on, brakes, brakes off, brakes, brakes off. Reverse, is it gonna go into reverse? Nope. There is the top lamp, which will allow you to have the lights inside the car go on and off, just like that. All right, so what ST1 do we have over here? So this is like a complete van. So it's got nothing on here, and unlike the ambulance we saw, so this is the 1700mm one. So I need to bend down just a little bit, but it has the square design in and out for maximum load possible. It just does not get any more straightforward than this. So except for the wheelhouse humps, everything else is just the storage. So this is the latch, and oh, so just like that, easily do and undo the pin, and when you have the pins locked, it will only open up all the way to 100 degrees. It's not going to get stretched out all the way. However, when you take this guy out like so, and you can also store it right here, so you are not gonna lose it. I think it's greased everywhere, so I don't want to touch it, but you can actually push this guy in and open up just like this. So you can open it up all the way like so, and when you are done, put the pin in once again, and we are good to go. As always, I am running out of time, so I want to fly through and show you the charging port. You can charge from the front port just like so. Super easy, straightforward. Thanks to the open API and all, the car can directly communicate with the control center. So FMS, Fleet Management Solution, that's of course a must when it comes to cargo. Each of the vehicle, the information, the battery status, the condition of the car, the AC, the clock, the driving distance, battery left, all of that, you can see it on the monitor. So the guy down at FMS knows what's happening, if there is any issue with the cargo and such. So which car needs to be charged for the night, which car needs to come in, all of that, etc. You can also run the lights, the honks, also the AC, the fridge, all of that at the control center. The route which each of the vehicle needs to take. Oh, you can also see if the car has been doing any reckless driving. This is the naked platform, the ST1. There is the 800-volt battery. It is actually really high up from the ground clearance, so you don't need to worry about scratching the battery. Look at that. Due to the physical limitations, there might not have been the extra reinforcements protecting and shielding the battery. Sitting high up from the ground alone, it actually is a great safety precaution and measure when it comes to the EVs. Feel free to pause the video, see it for yourself. Running out of time as always. So-called leaf type rear suspension, it gets the job done, so you guys know, we all know what it's capable of. All right, so rest of the PBVs, I will fly through and show you remote smart farm just like this, and LP bar. Look at that. So you can only get so creative with these cars. So imagination is pretty much your limitation, the only limitation. You can also have the pet shop. Look at this, on the go. I am getting goosebumps. I'm not joking. Honestly speaking, I never thought today's review would be as interesting as it was. I just did not see this come in, especially when I just saw this bone naked ST1 without no cargos on. Just look at this. It feels like a filleted fish or something. That is the wheel. Just imagine if Hyundai were to include the in-wheel motor on this technology, it would be crazy. So it only sounds like an EV, of course.